Hi guys, this is the tutorial for your week 5 assignment. So this is your week 5 assignment. So for this you need a ruler or some sort of straight edge. If you have one of these cards laying around, you need a pencil or even a Sharpie is fine. Whatever you have is totally fine. And of course a piece of paper. Now with the paper, you do not need to do this on paper. You are more than welcome to try other materials like cardboard, backs of worksheets, the inside of a cereal box. Whatever you have is totally fine. It does not need to be a blank sheet of paper. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to make sure we're going to work up and down. So we need to make sure that your paper is going vertically, not horizontally. So we want it nice and vertically. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with our horizon. So I'm going to go about halfway through. So I'm going to kind of eye point where my horizon is going to be. And I'm actually going to make mine a little bit darker so that you could see it. So I'm going to push a little bit harder, and I'm just going to go ahead and give it a nice horizon. So I have my horizon here. The next thing is I'm going to do my vanishing point. This is 1 point perspective, which means it only has one vanishing point. I'll make mine just a little bit bigger so you can see it. So there's my vanishing point. Again, it's right in the middle of my horizon. So if you see, it's not over here, it's not over here, it's right in the middle. The next thing is we're gonna do different shapes for your assignment, but we're gonna do it in different angles. So the first thing is we're gonna do kind of like what you've already saw with the basic cube. So I'm just going to do the basic cube here. Again, I want to make sure that this line matches the line that we have. So I'm going to just kind of pinpoint, I don't know, maybe something down here would be fine. So I'm going to kind of draw that line. And just remember, this has to be exactly the same. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this line here too. Okay. And all I'm doing is I'm just making a square, a very straight square. So we want a nice horizontal line and nice horizontal line. Now if you notice, this is kind of too long, so I'm going to erase all that there. There we go. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to work our way from the point to the vanishing point. So we're going from this edge to the vanishing point. And I'm going to do this very lightly because we don't really care about the converging lines. It just helps us make things look pretty. But we're going to just do it very lightly. Do the same thing from this point to this here. Do the same thing again from this point here to my vanishing point. And what I like to do sometimes is put my pencil right on the vanishing point and line up my ruler or my straight edge to that very end there. Okay, so now it's starting to look like it's popping out at us, right? Like this goes on forever. And so the next thing is we're going to do those cutoff edges. Now remember, it's got to be completely horizontal. It's got to go, I'm sorry, not horizontal, straight up and down, so it needs to be completely vertical. And you could choose any way that any size. So we're going to kind of keep it nice and vertical there and do that. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. Whatever this is, we're going to keep it nice and horizontal. And I'm going to meet up right at that edge that you see here. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then of course just darken those edges so that it looks like a box. Okay, and in the beginning, the tutorial also said that you could add some shading. That's more than welcome if you want. You can use color pencils to do some shading. It's up to you really. But so this is our box, right? So that's number 1. So this is number 1. Now we're going to do 2, 3, and then this corner is going to be our 4. So this is one view, right? We see the top and the side and the front. This one we're going to do from bottom. So I'm actually not going, you can make a cube, you can make a circle, whatever you choose to do. We are going to do a cube. So I'm going to do again another square over here. Kind of aim a little high up here. Nice straight line. And if you notice, I'm not really caring about this edge because we're not going to see the edge. We're really going to focus in on the edges here. So again, I'm just matching it up, drawing that line, and we're going to do the cutoff here. Again, I want it to be vertical with the paper. As you can see, it's matching up perfectly with the paper here. And do my my vertical line. Alright, so clean off those edges. And then we're going to do the same thing that we did here. All of the points, so we're going to start with this point here, needs to match up with my vanishing point. And we're going to draw that line down here. And draw that line here, and draw that line here. Okay, the next thing now we're going to do our cutoff, so keep it as straight as possible, whatever your cutoff is. And then whatever that is, we're going to do that vertical line straight up here. And boom. And of course, now we just darken those edges. Darken those edges here. So you can see this is my box. Now, if you notice, we have kind of give it a nice little, there we go. I can also go back over this with a Sharpie. That's also fun. I'm actually going to use my ruler to help me with this Sharpie. Actually, you know what? Maybe my Craig's Cruisers will be better. And here, and here. Oops. You can see, you make one mistake, it's very noticeable. Again, you don't need to use a Sharpie. You can just darken it up with a pen or your pencil. Again, I'm just using that. So this is your step 1 and 2 of your assignment. So if you can see, we have step 1, and step 2. And if you notice, see how this is like too thick? It's kind of poking out. I need to try to get that to match up a little bit better. So step 1 and step 2. Now we're going to move on to step 3, which is going to be over here, and step 4.